So the Actor Space is a wonderful, wonderful organization that has been going on for 20 years in Vic, in the fabulous mountains of Vic in Catalonia, Spain. And Marian is going to tell us all about it, but there's a group of us that we call the Actor Space Associates. So we thought it'd be a really great idea to have some Instagram lives, because we want to be like the young people and just share all of this fabulous knowledge that all of these wonderful artists have. So yes, today we are with Marian Masoliver, who is the co-founder, the mama of the Actor Space. Hi, Marian.
Yes. Hello, 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 hello. Yes, just a little correction. This year is our 25th anniversary.
Of course.
25 years of the Actor Space, which is very quickly said, but it's been amazing. I mean, we started this when, well, 25 years ago. I was in my 29, 30, and we haven't stopped. Every summer we gather these international groups of people that come from all over the world to do these workshops, and it is delightful. It's a beautiful experience. Yeah, so that's it. This year we're celebrating 25 years, which is, I mean, I can't really, I have to kind of pinch myself. It doesn't feel like 25 years. It's just been like, but in a very good way. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with the work we do here, really.
I'm very happy too about it. This has been like a home away from home for me, to find a group of people that are just in tune with the type of creative work that you're used to, and so generous and kind. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about that.
Okay,
so
sure.
Marian, you are one of the last, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, generations of people that actually worked directly with Jacques Lecoq. Is that
right.
true?
Yes, I was very, very lucky. I guess I was in the right place in the right moment. As a 17-year-old, I went to study in Barcelona in a theater school, and it was run by one ex-student of Lecoq, that theater school in Barcelona. And he said to me, you should go to Lecoq. I was only 17.
Wow.
I was too young to actually go there.
Right.
But he recommended, I don't know, I had a passion, and I loved theater, and I loved that school. And it was like a newfound me. I discovered me actress. And this gentleman said to me, you should go to that school. He recommended it. He wrote the letter of recommendation. And then for 1 year, I made money to pay for it, because it wasn't cheap. My parents also helped me to go there. And when I was 19, I went there. I took a train to Paris with my rucksack and my innocence, because I was 19. And I went to Paris, oh my God, and I went to that international school, and it was just amazing. One of the most hardest things I've ever done, because it was highly competitive. You know, we're talking about school. I mean, he was there. He was alive. He was in his 60s. He was teaching. And we're talking about a man who, you know, he had no, you know, if he didn't like what you were doing, he would stop you straight away. On a red là.
Love it.
He didn't have time for nonsense. You know, it was a lot of groups of a big group of people making a huge investment to go and train in that school. And he was a genius. I mean, in my opinion, and I still, to the day, I was 19, I'm 54, I still gather the fruit, you know, because when you tap into something that is essential, like the essence, he basically, he was very interested in movement. What is movement? And what does it mean?
Lecoq, Lecoq, he came from like a sporting background, right? He was a gymnast.
Yeah.
He started discovering all this kind of language of the body through movement, through the physical poetry, something called geometry of movement. I'm fascinated by that, and by everything. And I'm sure you can tell us a bit more about, like, what is this relationship between acting and what you can tap into acting through your body, and what's hidden in there.
absolutely. I mean, the thing is, we're not talking about film, we're talking about the stage.
Mm.
And in the stage, the audience, what they see is they see your whole body. You don't do close-up. They see the body of the person. So
Yeah.
he was very interested in, you know, in triggering emotions in the audience with the whole body. Because a stage, you know, like I said, it's not a camera. It's not, you don't go close up. You sometimes you work outdoors, and there might be, you know, like in the Greek times, you know, 1,000 people, well,
Yeah.
15,000 people, a lot of people. And he said, okay, we're not going to work just with this part, which until at the time, a lot of the theater that was done was just the head, you know, just
Right, talking heads. Yeah.
the literacy of it, you know, the text, and also very badly done a lot of the time as
The
well.
declamation. Well, this is why people say the hammy acting.
Exactly. And in fact, Lecoq was inspired by a man called Jacques Coupeau, who actually said, okay, he started investigating with rhythm.
Right.
He used to make his students do gymnastics and do martial arts and stuff like that. And, you know, the beauty with Lecoq was that for me, what was really beautiful about what he, apart from all the styles, because at his school you did all the styles. You did clown, you did tragedy, you did buffoon, you did commedia dell'arte, you did bande mime, you did mime. I mean, you did everything. You did text, of course, you know, with the melodrama and the tragedy. But apart from all that, on the first year, there was a whole year of exploration. What is movement? And what he did is he observed nature, right? Observed how nature moves, right? And that's the beauty. And he transposed this movement into the body of the actor. For example, what happens if you drop from a bottle, you drop oil, right? The oil falls and it spreads itself, and the thickness of it. So you would express all of this with your body.
Just the image of that, like the poetic image of like imagining the oil in the water, that already triggers something in you, like a response in your body, right?
Right. But by doing it, physically doing it, and physically moving fire, you know, it does things. It's you tap into emotions, you know, or a tree. The stillness, right? The stillness, the roots of the tree, the force, you know, it just, or the water, you know, the fluidity of water. A watery person, I mean, you feel a little bit like, oh God, can I trust this person? So, I mean, the elements, the animals, the materials, anything, you can look at anything, the sky, the blue of the sky, a cloud, the sun, the moon, it all has a movement. A tiny little insect, tiny little ant, you know, and all this transposed to the body of the actor. And then from that, what is this saying? Because everything says something.
It's so inspiring. It's so inspiring as well, because there's so much information that you wouldn't have rationally thought of until you have this inspiration from nature. I remember when I did the first the creative actor, which is now the passionate nature, which we will talk about, I decided to follow a little lagartija, like a lizard, like a tiny lizard, and I was like, why am I doing this? And the thing I was half an hour just looking at this lagartija, like,
this lizard, right, exactly.
And and I was like, what am I gonna do with this? And then it turned out into such an interesting character. Just those characteristics of like, what does this mean? What does this give me?
The space, right? The fear, the vigilance
fear
of it. Exactly. I mean, and then of course when you interact with those things, so one thing is to do something yourself as an actor, but of course as an actor alone, you can do a monologue and it can be interesting and all that, but the interaction of two characters, this is where the drama happens. This is where it gets really interesting, when you put the lizard with the cat, right? And then you have drama there, you have conflict, you have you know, the cat might be hungry. You have survival, things happen.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what is really beautiful about theater is always, whether it's drama or comedy, with a clown is the same, is the relationships. The relationships between human beings, how we relate to each other, how we are with each other, you know, and in those relationships, everything that we are, you know, all the love, all the hate, all the envy, all the rage, all the everything that we are, we manifest with the other, you know.
That's true. Yeah.
That's how we
That's
are in
great.
life, right? I mean, in fact, there's the worst, think about it, the worst punishment for someone in prison is solitary confinement, to be alone. Because I mean, of course, me, I love being alone. You know, I have a good time because I'm a good friend of myself.
Yeah.
But actually,
you need to go through a lot of therapy to get to that place.
Well, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've learned. It's a process. It's a journey. But I live in the countryside. I'm surrounded by nature. I walk in the woods with my dog. I love my space and my, you know. But going back to what I was saying, to be alone actually can be really, really difficult because we are meant to interact, right? You know, that's what we do all day with each
we're
other.
social creatures,
You know, and that's where all the theater, because at the end, theater is a mirror of life. You know, like I was saying in my latest blog that I put on the website, theater is a mirror of life. Any art is a mirror of life, no? And by putting that light, but the light of theater, we can see, oh, look, we are like this, we are like that, and we can reflect and we can learn about ourselves. You know,
it's what I read sometimes with Augusto Boal. He would say, theater is the art of looking at ourselves. Is the way that we have to understand. You know, if you want to know the history of a place, study its history of theater, because this is the reflection of its own people around you know what has been happening to them, and that's a real insight into what was the actual human journey of that place. You mentioned clown before, and I know that Lecoq is very known for bringing clown, like making clown cool again. Tell us a little bit about this, because I know that this is one of the key things that we explore. And people have so many weird notions about clowns. You know, people are like, oh my God, I'm afraid of clowns. What is this? They have, but I have learned to I have understood clown now, thanks to the work with you, as something so profound, so vulnerable, so beautiful, and so complex. I would love it if you could set everyone straight about
absolutely. I mean, that word has a, you know, he's a clown, it has a bad connotation. But actually clowning is beautiful. I think it's one of the most beautiful
and hard as hell.
Well, yes.
I mean, for me it was.
Because it kind of takes away all the social mask that we carry, you know. And it's a journey. Clown workshop is a journey into comic creation, and it's not that people don't have to think, oh my God, they don't have to be worried about making people laugh. No, don't worry about that, because it is a journey, it is a process, it's an exploration, and we start from the beginning, you know. And we work with just simply comic presence in the comic register. Is very, very simple. In fact, maybe why it's so difficult is because it's very simple. If you are in the comic register and you are comfortable with yourself and you can relate, you can play with the audience, you can look at the audience and feed from them and allow that to affect you and play with that, you are there. Right?
It's like, it's the thing about not trying to be funny.
Exactly.
Right.
That's it. Because it's not, that is the wrong path. What is funny is the situation. What is funny is your reaction to the situation.
Not
your
you.
reaction, how you react to the situation. What is funny is how you feel with your with your companion when you're doing something together, and maybe you feel like that, you know, for example, that there is an audition in the clown course. No, it's an exercise, okay? And you feel like they are being more important than you, and you're like, you know, why I wanna be as important as her or him, or more, you know. So there is this envy, or this thing that plays out, and it's very, very subtle and very, very simple. But it's again, it's in the relationship with the other. It's about
know that exercise for me was like a plot point when I did it with you guys, to understand so much about what you were talking about, like the social mask, and how much we think we're being amazing when we're trying really hard. And the thing is, and the more I see comedy as well, it's like the more you see people try hard or try too hard to put on this show or this facade, the less effective it is, and the less you can connect with them. And the whole key is to connect from that really vulnerable, genuine place, this childlike place, right?
That's it. If you can allow yourself to go to that place, but you are safe because you're on a stage. You know, you have some costume, you have a red nose, you know, it's not, you're not in the world trying to buy something in a shop. You're on a stage, so you're playing. You know, and if you can allow yourself to be that vulnerable, and to be so much in the here and now, and to allow yourself to be affected. We all have a funny side. It can be that you're very serious, you know, like with me, that was my funny side. It was my, you know, when I did it at Lecoq, actually, many years ago. Of course, we evolve and we change. But at the time, it was my curiosity and my force, my fierce thing, you know, like too much energy, you know. And I played with that curiosity and that enthusiasm, or whatever it was, you know, that overflowing of energy. And that was funny. You know,
it's what Natasha's saying now. What is funny is what is born in you as a reaction to a situation. Living the problem is what you're saying. Perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally. And the good thing is, though, also that you've taken all of this experience, this amazing journey that you've had with Lecoq firsthand. And you know what I noticed, just doing a little bit of research, that you started the Actor Space 25 years ago, the same year Lecoq passed away.
Yeah, it 99. Was 99. Yeah, we actually started 99 or 99. Yeah, in fact, our daughter was born in 99. Wow. And then 2 weeks later.
What a cosmic thing.
2 weeks later, he died. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But then the beautiful thing is, like, this legacy has continued, and you've created all of this knowledge, all of this experience, all of this wonderful, like, wisdom that you have, and design it in such a way in these courses that you have in the Actor Space, that I feel so close to it. Even though I never met Lecoq, I was never in the school. You have created a bridge to all of us, like, from all over the world, from any kind of background, every experience, through these 3 workshops. And I want to talk about that, because they're key to understanding, like, this type of acting. And for me, it's been a gym to continue to grow and continue to train. So I know that we're starting this summer with the passionate nature. So,
well, in fact, we're doing this at the end of May, in the spring. This year, end of May, 27th of May, 4th of June. And this is actually the workshop we started with 25 years ago, because like I was saying in the blog that I wrote, you know, nature is passionate, and we are nature. You know, and we are born, and we die, and we fall in love, and we fall out of love, and we love, and we hate, and we, you know, we have all this drama going in our lives, you know, all these passions. And this is a workshop that's very, very Lecoq. It's a very Lecoq workshop, because it is about, you know, observation of nature, and, like I was saying before, allowing this nature to embody you, or you embody this nature. And then what happens, you know, going into those passions, but in a very, very, very healthy way, because you don't have to dig into your anger, You can use fire. You use fire and you find your anger and your rage, but in a much more healthy way. And it's very, very powerful. I mean,
you don't have to think about that time when I was 3 that somebody stole my dog.
Which is, you know, how many times can you do that in a performance? I mean, you're gonna really damage yourself. If you can do it from a place of a free place where you are free, but it is also because fire is real and it's in us. We are fire. We are fire, we are water, we are earth, we are air. That's what this body is. So that's why we resonate so well with it. It's not something exterior that you put. No, it's actually something in you, and it can take you to this heightened level, to the rage, to the destruction, and maybe if you were tapping on your own anger, you would never get to these heights.
This is what I mean, because it's so amazing, the limits that we put ourselves when we try to design everything a priori. Do you know what I mean? So when you access those things, same with, because I want to ask you now also about the mask work that we do, and the, you know, the because we have the observation, then the childless, you know, the being the child, and all these tools, these resources, or these channels, I guess, to tap into nature that take you to places I would never have thought, designed, planned any of the things that I've discovered through, you know, if it hadn't been because of this, you know, like the fire. I remember once, I think it was last summer that I was like, I would have never thought of doing this, but because I thought of fire instead of angry, or because I thought of this instead of that, or just the mask.
Yes.
And this is knowledge that is a secret knowledge that lives in your body. Hello.
So this is a half mask. This is a grotesque mask. It's a half mask because it can speak. I mean, Lecoq was really big on masks, because masks, that's the other thing with masks. You put a mask on. So this is a neutral mask. It's a full mask. It's a neutral mask. You put this on, and of course, it's the body that speaks, because, you know, you can't speak. So what speaks is the action. That was the thing about Lecoq. It's, you know, there is a saying, action is much more powerful than 1,000 words, right? And it's all about action, what you do. It's so interesting. And with masks, they are about action. And they are also about, of course, you have to, your body has to go to another level to express. You know, you have to express with your whole body. Your whole body becomes the face. Right.
And it forces you to embody the whole character.
Exactly. And that for an actor is fantastic, because then you can take the mask off and you can still, you know, you can still have whatever body you were playing with that mask and the voice, and you tune it. You can decrease it, you can increase it, you can fine tune the level that you want to play at. But masks, they force you to play really big, and then you can take it down. But it's very, very important for an actor to get out of their heads, get out of, you know, play. Here we say play, you know, and play is something that we all can do, because we've all done it when we were little. It's all about play. It's all about fun, you know. I mean, that's the thing about acting. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it. You know, it has to be something that tickles your fancy, that gives you a buzz, that you enjoy. You enjoy it, you know. And when you enjoy it, you practice it. And it's a process, you know, like we did when we started to ride a bike. We fell many times before we could ride, you know. Sometimes, and especially these days, we want instant gratification. I see it with my students sometimes in the school. I work in another school, and they're young, 18, 19, and sometimes they just want to do it well straight away. And I say, no, you this is a process. You know, it takes practice. Give yourself, allow yourself the time to practice, enjoy it. And when it doesn't work, don't worry. Like when you fell on the bike, get back on it, try again. Don't get stuck on the failure. Oh my God.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it, try
Yeah.
again. I mean, we don't remember, but when we were babies, we fell so many times before walking, you know. We don't remember that, but we really did, and we never gave up, you know,
That's
because we
right.
wanted to, we wanted to walk. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, I love this concept of the game and the education through the dramatic game, you know, which is something that makes you really embody that enjoyment, because if you're not enjoying yourself, and the audience can tell as well, like I always say this, like, just have fun, because if you don't have fun, nobody will have fun unless they start laughing at you, which you don't want.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So basically all of this, we have the passionate nature, then we started talking a little bit about the art of comedy, which was actually the first the first workshop that I did. And I remember our friend Joe saying, you started with the hardest one. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, and you know, the art of comedy, that's such a, you know, it's such a big title. And but it kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big title, because actually it's incredible. In 1 week, we actually cover 300 years of theater. You know, it's pretty amazing, because we actually, on the art of comedy, we work with, you know, circus clown, so the red nose, the demonstrative, you know, the clown of circus. We work with the clown of theater, the theater clown. We work with half masks, which go back to Commedia dell'arte, you know, 16th century. And we work with camera, clown on camera, much more refined comedy. You know, these days you can do this on the internet, right? We can, I mean, you know, before, like, Chaplin was a pioneer with film. Now we have this medium of the internet. We can make clips, we can make comic clips, and you know, potentially the whole world can see them. So that's an incredible thing. And we also do that as well, clown on camera. So, but
and it's amazing how it works.
How
the you know, how the language still exists, and you can still develop that relationship through the lens, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's about the other. It's about your relationship with the other. You know, whether it's an audience or the lens. You know, you can relate to it, whether it's the lens or the audience, right? Yeah, but
so
I can't remember
you have the whole you in the art of comedy. It's incredible. It changed my life. It was you know, I'm very dramatic like that. And then after I did that one, I came back for more, because I was like, this is crazy. So then I did Passionate Nature, and it was incredible as well. And then the fantastic thing is that then you have the third workshop, which is Directing Performance. Right. In which you now get to be as Simon said, you know, the privileged member of the audience, and get to do the working, the mind workings, and the sensitive working of how to create this magic on stage, how to help other people, or how to be a resource for others to be able to tap into that.
That's right. Yeah, to direct, it's a beautiful thing. Again, I mean, you have to listen. You have to know how to listen to be able to direct, and find out what the needs of the actors are. What do they need? Of course, there are simple, you know, things you can follow, simple structures you can follow with directing. But directing is amazing, because you have to know to really to direct. You have to know about drama and comedy. You have to know about writing. In fact, in the directing workshop, the directors also write, you know, because you have to know how it works. Why does a scene work?
That's something that
doesn't work.
I've always found like really, really good. And it's in tune with how me personally, I understand like the creative process. You can't just split completely one role from the other. You know, you're directing and you're writing, but also if you've been acting, you know, you have some knowledge also as how to direct better, how to connect with actors. So it's, you know, it's to do with that versatility of the artist as a whole being.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that if you are a director, you need to know about writing, and you need to know what it's like to act as well. We call it the creative triangle, and this is why directors that come into this course, they also act. because we want them to experience what it is. What does the actor need from you, you know, in order to do that scene? What is the information or the guidelines they need from you as a director to do the scene? So you need to have a comprehension of the whole thing, you know, of the drama, of the scene, of the play, of the ups and downs of it, of the acts, of the twists, of the turns, of the event, you know, of the events that happen, or the event that happens, etc., etc.
And it's a wonderful way to you know, try to direct a scene that was written by someone else, and then someone else directing a scene that you wrote, and just again being able to see the infinite possibilities, the infinite creative possibilities. And it's such a great way of what you were saying just now, like understanding the journey of a dramatic moment is, well, what better way of doing that than by trying to give birth to one?
Absolutely. And you can't separate one thing from the other. I mean, in a theater show, of course, you know, we say writing is king, because the content, and I was thinking about that today, is like, okay, why do people want to be actors? What is it, this thing with acting? Is it the buzz that you get from when you go on the stage? Because really, you can jump off a bridge with a bungee thing and get more of a buzz, right? Why do people like acting? And I was reflecting on this, and I think that, and this is my opinion, I could be wrong, it's just my opinion, but I think that if you are an actor, it's because you have something to say, you know, or you there's something in you that has that need to express. Now, express what, right? Because that's the tricky thing, right? As an actor, sometimes you have to do things that, oh my God, directors that don't have a clue what they're doing, adverts, you know, because you got to survive. But really, that's not really why you're an actor, to do adverts. I mean, maybe some people are, I don't know, models or whatever. But you know, you have something, right? You to express, okay? And you know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and I don't know. I just think that actors, you know, here we want to empower actors. The Passionate Nature workshop used to be called Creative Actor, the creative actor, okay? Because what we do here is that, okay, here is the tools. Now you go and do it. It's not about like a casting. You do this, you do that, you do like a puppet. No, it's about empowering actors to understand what this is, so that they can go out and do it, and you know, surround yourself with people that support you, that understand you, that help you, that know what you're doing,
and that let you create, that let you be you know, I was telling you before, like, I love when you wrote in the first blog about the 25th anniversary, it's like, we receive people, we give them some tools, and we let you be you. You do, you know, you go play, basically. This is a playground. And it's lovely because you're called the actor space. And I think that is key, because I think of it as a playground. You know, I think of it as like, this is a space. These are all the tools. There's a swing. There's a slide.
That's wonderful.
There's your playmates.
That's
just
wonderful.
And have fun. Create. And support each other. And the thing is also with the playground is that you just don't go once. It's like a gym. It's literally like a gym, because I've been going for like, what, 8 years? I don't know.
Well, but you just said it very beautiful. I love what you just said about the playground, because when a child goes to a playground, they're like, right, you know,
and every time is different.
Time to play. And if we are doing this, Simon and I, if we are allowing people to play, that is beautiful, you know. And yes, there is a lot of tools, a lot of techniques that we share with people, because we have many years of experience now. But that freedom, you know, that joy, that is very, very special and unique. And this is why I'm still not tired 25 years later, while I'm still passionate about the workshops, because every time something very beautiful happens, It's like a melting pot of cultures.
Yeah.
You know, all these different cultures, all these different people, different ages, different backgrounds, different everything different. And yet we're all human. And boom, you know, just in a week, it just kind of, and something happens that is really, really beautiful and really, really special. And people, I know, because people live there, people love it, you know, they are allowed, like you said, this is it. They're allowed to be. They're allowed to be. You know, all we need to do is give them the tools, give them the structure, you know, the structure of how to do this, all the tools, all the techniques. But then don't judge the person. Don't tell them this is right, this is wrong. Yeah, as a mirror, what we try to do as teachers, we try to act as a mirror, reflect back what the student did. And then they can filter in, oh yeah, this and that, you know, but allow them to grow, encourage them, you know, give them that encouragement.
I have, you know, support. And it's not to get esoteric, but you know, you connect and you learn so much about yourself as well, because all of these, I mean, you tap into your own way of doing things because of what you're saying. And then the more you understand these things in you, the freer you feel to create and to support each other and to understand others that are different, you know, both in the creative space and in real life, you know what I mean? Right. But it's so amazing because we keep coming back, and we have, like, you have people, honestly, like, it's, and you learn from each other as well, because you have, you know, the first time I went, I was like, oh, there's people that, you know, have years and years of experience, and then there's people that are really young and they're just starting out in theater, and at first you're like, oh, how is this going to work? And then you understand, you know, all of these different points of view, all of these different perspectives really make you understand what the genuine thing is, like what the jewel is at the end of the day, which isn't about, you know, oh, I went to this school, I went to this other school, I've worked with this people, I worked with this. It's about the game, and it's about playing and creating with each other. And there's something wonderful about somebody that's been, you know, has 50 years of acting experience, and there's something wonderful about somebody that's 18 and is just starting out, you know what I mean?
Everybody has something to offer. If you allow people, everyone has something to offer, you know. Everyone has something special and unique. We're all unique, right? Think about it. We're all unique human beings. I mean, that's amazing. Not even twins. They're not. They look the same, but they're not. You know. So if you allow that, and people feel safe and they have fun, and you know, there's a good feeling, beautiful things can happen. You know, if you provide the right tools and the right techniques and the right understanding, in a way, because also the way we work is step by step. So nothing too much too quick. No, it's simple. I mean, we start with the principles of play. Very, very simple. Just come into the space, right? Just be in the space, present in the space, connect with whatever space it is you're in. It's different if you're in a lift, if you're in a park. It's a different space, different body, different feeling, but you don't have to do anything. You just have to be, right? And find your rhythm. And then at the right moment, bam, second character comes in. Maybe there is another rhythm happening here. They come in on another rhythm. It's already interesting. A relationship is born. There is a look, you know, maybe they sit next to you. If it's in a bench in the park, you know, how you feel now, you're not alone. There's somebody next to you. It's really step by step. We construct step by step. And I think that's also why it works, that in 1 week we go so far, because it's not too difficult too quickly. And we're not coming from this. We're coming from the space, the physical body, and simplicity. And then we can build. It's like building blocks, you know.
And also the fact that you are, because the way the workshops work is you go and you stay there. It's a residency, basically. So you are away in a beautiful place, disconnected from the buzz of the city. You're in a beautiful mountain, beautiful view, and you're living with the people who are doing the workshop with you, and we're eating together, and we're having breakfast together, and and the whole thing, the immersive experience of that also is such a gift as well, to really be able to connect with all the knowledge and all the experience that we're being presented with. And I think this is why every time is different. You know, I've gone so many times, and every time is a different experience. Every time I learn something new, or I remember something that I've forgotten, or I remember something that I thought I had learned, but actually no, I didn't.
Exactly.
And it's just really, really amazing. And you've kept it going for 25 years.
Yes, but you just said it, you see, even though we always do the same workshops pretty much, the amazing thing is they're always different, because the people are different, we are different in our lives. There's another moment, another understanding, you know, every moment is different. You know, so of course it's going to be different. You know, there's a different group dynamic. You know, we are in another moment in our lives, so it's the same workshop, the same well, we actually change it, of course, every year. There are things that we fine tune, you know, but yeah, it's new, it's different, it's fresh, and I'm not tired of it, because when I've done a class a million times maybe, but it's only this time that I'm really doing it, you know, because it's the here and now, it's the present. Everything else helps me because I have this experience. It's called experience, right? But really we only live in the here and now. So it's new, it's different, it's you know, and it's fun. It's fun.
One of the things that we always talk about when it's time to come home, it's like I can't face the real world, you know. It's always so hard to come back because of that immersive experience you've had, because you've been so free. It's such a gift, and I always tell you guys, it's such a gift that you're given people to be able to just go there and be there and experience all these things and create and be free to create and to meet so many people and learn from everybody, that when the time comes to come home, it's like, how do I make this work in the real world? Which, you know, makes me also wonder, how have you kept this as artists, this endeavor going for so long in the quote unquote real world of like money?
Well, you have to, this is where this comes in. You have to think, right? You have to think, okay, what are my resources? Okay, what are my resources? What resources can I get that I don't have? You know, what support can I get? You know, what is it that I want to do, and how can I recognize opportunities when they come? Because opportunities come, but sometimes we don't recognize them because of fear, because we are shy, or you know, we need to recognize the opportunities. We need to embrace the opportunities. We need to think, okay, what is it I want to do? What do I have? What is it that I don't have? Can I get this thing that I don't have? You know, just and then of course, like I was saying before, surround yourself with people that will support you, people that understand what you're doing, people that maybe want to do similar things to you.
Find your tribe.
Find your tribe, find your support, you know, because it is difficult in the world. It is difficult. And like we were saying about riding the bike, sometimes you don't succeed, you know, but stay true, you know. This is what we try to do here. We try to empower people. The money thing is an issue, right? But really, if you want to make money, don't be an actor. That's
wise words from Marian Masoliver.
It's the wrong thing. If you want to be an actor, it's not big. You're not so interested in money. You're more interested in art. Okay, that's your priority. The money comes and goes. You know, the money comes and goes. With us, is the same. It comes and it goes. But you know what? At the end of the day, you're doing what you want to do. And sometimes it is difficult. Yes, it is. It is. But if you don't give up, and if you keep that flame alive, and like you say, retrain, go back, do the training again, get filled, you know, in the
Reinvent
artist,
yourself like Madonna. Sorry.
in the artist way, in that book, the artist way, it's called filling the pond. You have to get inspired, you know,
Yes.
and whatever that means, reading a book, doing a workshop, whatever inspires you, go for a trip, right? You have to get refreshed in life. You can't just operate on a, life is not static, it's dynamic. You are dynamic, and you need that you to follow that voice, right? And yeah, it is difficult sometimes, but hey, you know, you're doing what you like to do. And if you are liking it and loving it, and you know, you're doing great. You're doing great.
It's the same as, you know, enjoy it. Tap into, you know, don't lose the curiosity, don't lose the, I used to say back in Venezuela, the university, don't lose your nuevo interno, which is your newbie, you know, your inner newbie, which is always like, what? What's the next thing? What's the next thing?
And if you are with people like you, you know, you find that inspiration. Like, you know, like with the actor space, we have the associates. You are one of them, right? You're all doing great. You're all doing amazing projects. You know, you yourself with El Sótano, you were just telling me before how exciting it is what you're doing right now, right? And you have a group of people that you're working with, and you're doing it. You're doing it, right? And that's the thing, is that yes, money is tricky, and sometimes, but you know, I would say, this is a personal opinion, but don't do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. You know, because maybe you get some money, but there is another wealth. Yes, money is necessary. I know money is necessary, but don't do anything that's going to make you feel miserable. You know. You know,
the more I go on in life, the more I understand that. And what you said before about, you know, finding your people, and it, you know, sometimes it might seem like, oh, what do you mean? But there are other people. Sometimes we feel, you know, alone, or like, oh, I'm crazy, nobody understands me, blah, blah. But there's so many people that feel like that, and there's so many people that have the same questions and have the same you know, wonderings and that artistic drive, and you just have, and they're there, and this kind of space that you've created, this kind of hub, has put so many of us together, and in our own way we're very different, but we've learned so much from each other, and we wouldn't have come together in the way that we have, and we wouldn't be creating amazing things like the play that we're going to do if you weren't there.